The Counter-Strike 2 professional teams, well, they're not as perfect as I once thought they were, and sometimes they even make, dare I say it, stupid mistakes. Now, take this with a grain of salt. I am only a Counter-Strike noob with about 5,200 hours in the game, which is not a lot, but also I am by no means a professional player myself. I only enjoy the games, I enjoy the teams, I enjoy the gameplay, and as a fellow noob, I kind of see when people make some noob mistakes. So, with that being said, I actually watched the final match between MOUZ and Vitality, and I saw some things that were like, why would you do that? Especially in the first match. Now, the first match was Dust 2, then it was Mirage, and then Inferno. Now, I watched Dust 2 and Mirage. Inferno, I couldn't get a chance to watch it because it was like 1 a.m. on my side, which, you know, it's kind of crazy to watch a match at that time. But in any case, on Dust 2, the most important one here, the opening match, the first round, they made some stupid mistakes. The second round, stupid mistakes. The third round, stupid mistakes, and then a couple of them in between. But I'm only going to be focusing on 4 different rounds in this video. So if you guys want to see more of it, let me know in the comment section down below, and also like this video if you enjoyed by the end of it, right? Okay, with that being said, before we get into this, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is Skin Club. So more on them later in the video. Okay, let's get into it. This is about to be fun. So in the first round, Vitality up against MOUZ. Vitality on the T side, MOUZ on the CT side. Vitality chose to go B. Now, a B rush is already something that's kind of frowned upon because it's notoriously hard to actually enter into B side. And when you do so, you have to do it perfectly. You have to have your util lined up. You have to be able to push together as a team, especially on the T side. And Vitality did none of that. So, ZywOo went to go peek kind of through tunnels, seeing if you can get a pick on like the platform, right? That's all good and well. But here's where things started to fall apart. They had 0 util. Oh, I mean, there's like a flash. That was kind of it, right? They didn't have any smokes, which is probably one of the biggest things you need when you are going to push B. So even if you don't have a flash and you have a smoke, you have more of a chance to enter B than what you would have if you have a flash and not a smoke. So they have 0 smokes, no way to actually defend themselves against mid, against window, against platform, against car. Like, there's so many possibilities of the enemy being there, but that's already mistake number 1. By this time, MOUZ already got wind of where they are going to be. So what do? Well, they use their util as you should on especially round number 1. They rush down to B, 3 of them already kind of on site, and they throw a nade in the middle of everybody on Vitality's side. So everybody gets 50 HP just down the drain. And now, even after they got hit with that nade in the middle of all of them, they still decide to somewhat haphazardly kind of push out with like 2 or 3, maybe kind of pushing into a different direction. By that time, MOUZ already had somebody by door, by window, and behind platform. All of them ready, all of them having the superior weapon at a distance, and there was no util on site. No smokes, no flashes. The only flash was like 1 in tunnels. And then ZywOo just proceeded to stand back and kind of see what he can do from tunnel's side. Obviously, that definitely did not work out, and they lost round number 1. What they could have done in that round was get like 1 smoke, 1 flash. It doesn't cost a gajillion to do that. You don't even need to buy a different pistol. Like, the Glocks are fine. The Glocks would do a perfect job on the first round. Not a lot of them have armor, and if you shoot them like in the legs, it does a lot of damage. You get where I'm going with this, right? So they could have just smoked off either window or door. They didn't even have to like smoke off both of them. They just needed to smoke 1 at least, and then like 1 flash to kind of enter sight. That way, all of them could have rushed out. They could have gotten the pick on like platform and maybe window or door, depending on which one wasn't smoked, and they would have had sight, or at least had more kills before they all got picked off. Yet again, Vitality lost this round, and let me tell you exactly why it happened. So, in round number 2, MOUZ, they all bought like SMGs, M4s, that they were kind of kitted out at this point because they just got a bunch of free kills, and Vitality just had pistols. Again, no real utility, no real anything, but they decided they're going to go mid. They're going to kind of contest the whole mid thing, right? Well, that would have been all good and well if they actually pushed as a team and kind of, I don't know, used some form of utility, maybe like even a smoke or maybe a flash or anything at least, but nothing really concrete happened. They only somewhat haphazardly, yet again, decided to push up towards catwalk or short, depending on what the region you are in, and now they were in a situation where they, one by one, peeked an MP9 with a pistol. I don't understand. I don't know how they decided this. It doesn't make sense. ZywOo goes first. He peeks alone. Nobody to trade off. He peeks alone. Catwalk short, right? Gets picked off by the MP9 instantaneously. Now Robs is just around the corner in that little cubby on like catwalk, right? Or like on the corner of catwalk. He proceeds to get thrown with a nade. 50 HP, gone. So now he's already kind of, well, halfway dead. And what does he do? He decides to push it. Slowly. And he gets picked off. Instantaneously. Okay, well, let's move on from that. Now we are in a situation where Vitality can basically do nothing. Everybody kind of died at this point except for Apex going around the corner trying to lurk from long side, but also he just has a pistol. Now at this point MOUZ has 3 people left. 2 of them kind of like tunnels-ish and mid-ish. Somewhat, right? They are both basically goners. One is on 1 HP, one is on 19 HP. So they are like one tap away. It's actually a winnable fight at this point. But Short still has like almost 100 HP, if not 100 HP left, maybe like 90 something at this point. So the smart move here would be, with the information that you could get, go for the low-risk fights first. So you can go around CT, kind of push towards mid, get those fights, and then like grab a weapon and save it, or you can grab a weapon and actually take the fight to short. That would have been the smart move here, but okay. Apex decides the smart thing to do would be to push the guy that has almost full HP and then just took out ZywOo and Robs with a pistol. That's round number 2. Absolutely horrendous. At this point, I was like, oh my lord, okay, Vitality is losing this. If it goes on like this, Vitality is losing. There's no way that this is happening. But the worst is now yet to come. Round number 3. This time it's MOUZ's turn. Right. MOUZ, in round number 3, they decide to become cocky. So, get this, on the first round, Vitality pushed B. On the second round, they pushed mid/catwalk. So in MOUZ's head, for some reason, they decided, no, Vitality is going to be pushing long, you know, B, mid, long. So what do? They leave B completely open. With full util in hand, with the AKs in hand, and being super ready for this fight, they take B unchallenged. I kid you not, I've never seen this. I've never seen this in a pro match. Well, I haven't watched a lot of pro matches, but the pro matches that I have watched, I don't see this a lot. B completely uncontested, completely alone, completely empty. And Vitality takes the round. Just like that, util, everything done right. They just walk onto site, plant the bomb, and they're in a perfect position to win the round. And then the rest that's left, the other 2, they are like long top mid-ish. But instead of saving the round like they should have, because they had actual weapons at this point, they decide the best course of action would be to kind of go top mid short. And within seconds of that happening, both of them gone. Picked off. Zala, Zilch. It's over. And that brings us to the last round that I'm actually going to be getting into. This is not round 4 or something. I think it's like round 13 at this point. Before we actually do that, let's get into today's sponsor. Yet again, Skin Club.
The future is near. Take it into your own hands. Welcome to user-generated cases. Your case, your rules. Take control of every step of case creation. Theme it, name it, color it. It all depends on your imagination. Share it with the world and make it legendary. Build it, rule it, open it.
If you would like to give it a shot, check out my link in the description down below or in the pinned comments. Now back to the video.
Alright, we are now fast forwarding to round number, I think 13 at this point, right? Okay, so this time, MOUZ is now on T side, Vitality on CT side, and MOUZ, they are well, somewhat fully kitted out. Like they're like half biangles and stuff like that. They go short, catwalk, whatever you want to call that, right? And they kind of do it pretty well. Like they push almost all of them together, except for the most important person there, which is the bomb carrier. Jumfat, I'm looking at you. Why did you not push with your team? You have the bomb, or just give the bomb to somebody else. It just doesn't make sense. But okay, 3 of them at least push catwalk together. The other one just closely behind them, and they actually almost successfully pushes onto site. If it wasn't for Vitality having somebody at car and on site picking them off almost instantaneously. But instead of Jumfat going with the rest of his team with the bomb, he decides to kind of contest mid, just standing way back, see his whole team get slaughtered, and just stand there, I don't know, trying to be pretty or something. But for some reason, for some unknown reason, he turns this around. He gets a kill in mid. He gets another kill in mid. Now he proceeds to jump off, go to mid doors. He gets another pick, and there's 2 enemies left. So he kind of draws back, goes down to lowers, uppers on B, gets another pick, and then jumps onto the box and get the last one, winning that in a 1v5 situation. Now, obviously, I'm really glad for him that he actually, won the round. There was an exceptional performance from Jumfat. But he was only in that situation because he decided that the smart move here would be to not push with his team with the bomb. He was lucky there. He was 100% lucky because anything could have happened. He is up against some of the best in the world right now. And with sheer luck, he kind of got that. But okay, what does all of this teach me? Well, first of all, it teaches me that the pro players, they're not perfect. They make mistakes just as you and I do. And when you are on T side, try to play with your team as much as possible. When you only push out one by one, you're giving the enemy basically free kills unless you are really, really lucky, or Jumfat for some reason. I don't know what the hell he did on that match, but that was kind of crazy. The second thing is, when you do push with your team, push with them all the way. Don't stand, especially with the bomb in hand, at the back, doing absolutely nothing, trying to wait to see if you can actually get a pick. Just go with your team. If it doesn't end well, it doesn't end well, but at least all of you guys could have traded off each other and actually made this work. What this also taught me is use your util, especially when you're going B. Even if it's the first round, you at least need like a smoke and a flash. And don't flash your teammates. That's not a very nice situation to be in, right? Just smoke doors, smoke window, or even one of the 2 could work, and there you already bring the odds down from them winning to you maybe even taking the round if you're fast enough. Remember, the CTs have a distance advantage in most cases because they have the USPS. The Glock on distance just isn't that accurate at all times. And then the last thing that this might have taught me is don't play too safe. When you are playing too safe or playing too haphazardly, you're giving your opponent way too much room to do anything to combat you. So play with your team, take some risks, and most importantly, enjoy the game. If you guys think that I made some very stupid mistakes in this analysis, as you might call them, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think they could have done differently, and do you think they might have done everything right? Let me know, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more breakdowns of pro teams and more talks about Counter-Strike and, well, different games, tech stuff. You see everything around me, right? Okay, if you like this and enjoy my content, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and with that being said, I'm going to leave you with one last question, as always, and that is, do you want to play?